I've always liked Stoke, you know that obviously because I'm friends with Archie. So I thought the first official rebuild we do of this FIFA will be a Stoke one. Of course, in the 2018 season they got relegated just about, and they've never really been able to recover after selling Shaqiri, and after Jack Butland started to go down on quality, the team eventually fell apart. So today we are going to do a Stoke rebuild.
Further delay, we are pleased to
And
introduce
obviously the
your
rules,
new
we
manager.
have to win the Champions League with Stoke. We're not allowed to play a single game. So let's get into it. So this is our best starting 11, guys. I think there's probably a few people can be improved. Oh wait, no, they're just being played out of position. But yeah, we can probably do it with a right back because there's a 28-year-old dude called Fox currently there, and he's a left back. So we're gonna have to fix that. Lucas has left the club to join Middlesbrough. Nicholas Powell leaves. I didn't actually want him to leave, but he didn't re-sign his contract, so I couldn't allow him to leave on a free. We make our first signing. I actually don't know if that's his real face or not, because that actually looks like his play picture. I think it's, I was about to say Nicholas Powell, I forgot his name now, but we have signed a new right back. He will be a big improvement to the team already. I think it's Ben Johnson. That doesn't sound right though. Yeah, it's me and Etebo. Yeah, Ben, I was right. Also, can I put out that Stoke kit is sick, no matter what people say. But yeah, it's a really good signing for such an early on stage. And let's see how it ranks my transfer. C, I guess that's a bit fair to guess, but he does get into the squad, so I don't know what's going on there. We signed a new centre attack midfielder from Wolves. He's only I think 70 overall, but I think he'll be a good young aspect to the team. Again, when I'm not really too sure who the players are, I can't really tell you the name of them, but he is a good young player, and I think will be a valuable aspect to the team. Again, the Stoke kit still looks quite nice. Anyway, Felix Niminica, yeah, I wouldn't even be able to pronounce that. It gives us a C again, that's good. And that's the end of the transfer deadline day. We signed two players. You can't actually see all your transfers anymore, which is quite depressing, but hey ho. Let's see how we're doing halfway through the season. The season, it is mid-table, so I've done my boy Archie a bit dirty there by not being top half, but there's still hope because if Hull City are in the top eight, I think we could get top eight. Because why aren't Hull in the top eight? What's going on there? Anyway, at this stage, going down is Sunderland as expected, but Blackburn are there, and I don't know what's going on at Cardiff there, but jeez. I mean, I never got worse. I guess there's no proof. There's no backlash. Can you describe it as success? Or why is Middlesbrough been promoted? Middlesbrough goated now because I keep seeing them get promoted. Well, actually, usually they're in top end. Anyway, at this date, well, Cardiff had a car crash. Sunderland, the only recently promoted team, survivors Wigan and Luton have a horror show considering they were one of the favourites promotion. We only went out to Watford. We almost got to the quarters, which is actually quite good considering the season we had. Maybe that's why we done so bad. We got far in the cup, but then again, Gillingham got further than us in the Carabao Cup, so I'm pretty sure a zombie could have got past us. Okay, never mind. Preston are half decent. I mean, looking at the team by the end of the season, Johnson was injured. Maybe that's why we never got promoted. Although 77 is a good improvement, but what happened to our squad depth? Can someone explain to me? Anyway, let's see how we do next season. And we welcome a new player to the team, Caramasso. Is that how you pronounce it? Sol Campbell, I think. No, that Johnson's came to watch him do his medical. That's cool. Hopefully this is great, this is a good transfer, although I don't think it will be. And here comes, I forgot his name now, Etebo, because he's still at the team and never realised, and he's 76. But yeah, it's a pretty good signing, and obviously for now this is a major signing and could be a really good part into this career mode. But let's see what the game thinks of this transfer. Yeah, I did have to pay the big bucks for them. It gives us a C, so I'm not too bothered by that. Of course, there's one more signing, although it's probably not as big as the previous. Yeah, it's just a tiny left back improvement. Anyway, this is the final signing of the window. Obviously, my person clearly doesn't give one about the transfer, but it is Ezekiel. He's only 65 overall, but hey ho, at least it's someone young we have in the squad depth, which could grow. See, told you it just took a good winger. But seriously, how we went from 14th to 1st, we've got some form. And we're 10 points ahead of 3rd, which is good, although I've probably jinxed us, and we'll end up finishing 7th. And they go down this table, Bournemouth had an awful start, Preston, shaky, Plymouth are doing well, fair play to them. Anyway, at this stage going down it would be Sheffield, Blackpool and Coventry. But let's see how we do by the end. See, told you no doubt we'd bottle promotion. But hey ho, steady I guess. Hopefully he could have won playoffs. We played Bournemouth and then QPR Watford. Wait, QPR almost got relegated last season. What's going on there? And we go down the table. Teams going down are Wigan, Oxford and Coventry. I never actually realised Oxford went up. How did I not notice that? The FA Cup's won by Man United. We go out dead early. Oh, round of 4 against Man United. So round of 60. No, it's not the round of 64, is it? No, it's the round of 32. Carabao Cup is won by Spurs. Leonoria, fair play to getting all that way to round 4. And we go for Millwall. And Bournemouth win playoffs, we had that, yeah, we lost on aggregate 4-2. And we threw it away as well, because we actually were drawing. Chelsea win the Super Cup, so I guess City won their first Champions League last year. PSG win Bayern Munich win the Champions League. Oh, that's interesting. Aston Villa win the Europa League over Porto. And Real Sociedad win the Conference League, because Spurs can never win anything. Anyway, let's see our squad at the end of the season. And yeah, they're starting to look good. Yeah, I thought this would have been a good short-term signing, although he is one of the older players who I've signed so far. But that doesn't matter. Oh, Dallas. Who are you? Why are you so good? Hang on a minute, who is he? Also, yeah, I don't think the squad's that happy at the moment, but oh well. It is a beginning of the new season. We sign a new young goalkeeper in Pana. He's Mason Johnson, obviously our highest rated player. I think he's almost 80. He might already be 80 in fact, but I still don't get how he hasn't requested to leave. I mean, he's probably too good for the club as well as the man next to him, Klavosk. I'm terrible at pronouncing names without them being in front of me. Never mind. See, how am I supposed to pronounce that even with it being next to me? Well, actually I did get it right, it's just the first name I didn't say. Also, that is a clean goalkeeper kit, not gonna lie. Anyway, it's a good sign, and let's see what the game thinks of it, though. Let's see, we keep getting mediocre prices. But, yeah. Oh, he's went up an overall for joining, that's good. That's very good, actually, now he's went up even higher. But yeah, you can see what I mean. We did sort of get it down, but that's about it. All we have really done now is just made a few free contract signings. So with that in mind, we are going to see how we're doing halfway through the season. Also, we did make Tom Edwards a left back, so now he'll be able to get into the team. Season, we are sitting comfortably second, although I'd rather be first, but at the same time, being Norwich next game would take us first, and also they're invincibles at this stage, so it's not going to be that easy to beat a team which is unbeaten. Anyway, going down, yeah, the championship's just a free-for-all. I thought Blackpool got relegated. Anyway, at this stage, there's Plymouth, Plymouth, Portsmouth, and Cardiff as well. I'd say, no, I mean Portsmouth, and then Portsmouth are there anyway. Anyway, you see what I mean? That was literally just a free-for-all, because a few seasons ago, Blackburn were on the edge of relegation, and now they're in playoff positions. Anyway, let's see how we do next season. By the end of the last game, well, actually, it depends. Well, it would have been last game, because obviously, if Brentford lost, it was last game. And we would have won on goal differential. That is sad. Anyway, we do go up at least. On the other end of the spectrum, you can see going down. What I mean by free for all, I mean Reading is 16th now. At this stage, anyway, it is Barnsley, Plymouth, and good one for all the fans out there of Aston Villa. Birmingham going down. Spurs win the FA Cup against Watford out of all teams. We got to the quarter-finals, but then again Fleetwood did, so is that really an Anyway, Liverpool win the Carabao Cup. We go out and we go out at the round of 32 to Nottingham Forest. The Super Cup is won by Bayern Munich over Aston Villa. Atletico Madrid versus Barca. Real Madrid is the final here. I wonder where Villa finished in the group. Oh, they did get out the group. They got Bayern Munich and lost 5-1. Porto vs Fiorentina is the Europa League final, interesting. And Ajax vs Real Betis is the Europa Conference League final. And no offence to these two teams, but if I said which is the Europa and which is the conference, I'd say Ajax vs Betis, and then conference would be Porto vs Fiorentina. But you never know, they could be good at this stage. Anyway, that is our squad going into the the Premier League. I'd be a bit concerned if we were at the Champions League. But Dalton, our homegrown talent, at 18 is 81 overall. So, yep, I'm really glad I have that feature. Do that, let's see what's going on in the world around us. And Stockport, the team which just got promoted from the National League in real life, has went up to the League 2. Fair play to them. Round of applause. They were in, as I said, the 5th tier of football, and now they're in the the 3rd tier. And if they were in the game, Harrogate and Stevenage are going down. I now even call them Hegwood FC by accident. Bolton go back up with Coventry. Obviously, you can see the playoffs. Forest Green, Shrewsbury, Port Vale and Gillingham are going down. Derby have actually not went up once, as well as Wickham, and Northampton are just playing a blind move their badge. And currently the reigning champions of England would be Liverpool, as well as Aston Villa for finishing 4th, and by goal... Wait, how does that work? Is it just because Man United had more wins because they had the same goal differential? I don't know, Chelsea had a stinker. And we won't be playing Palace, Southampton or Bournemouth next season, so if you're fans of that team, yeah. PSG win their league, of course. Monaco only 7th, Lille 10th, so I'm guessing Lille are having a bad career mode. In the French leagues, ASSN finally go back up, as well as Clermont Foot. Actually, I'm not sure if they actually go up, because it's a native League 2 team which go up. It's a weird way to describe it. Also, what's going on at Ninus Influx? Because they're actually a League 1 team in real life, aren't they? Unless I'm thinking of a few years ago, I don't know. As well as Enam Goodwoods. I haven't seen them in a while. And I always thought Alves AC were a Turkish team. I don't know where they've got that through. And who are Payu FC? And Steta Lavadores. Oh, nice pronunciation, even though that's not how you pronounce it. But Leipzig win their first Bundesliga. Well, with what we see in Frankfurt almost go down. That's interesting. Yeah, Frankfurt almost get relegated. Schalke could. And of course, Nürnberg and Amberfields. Mainz actually went down. That's interesting. Jurgen Klopp's original team had been relegated. VfL Buch go up as well. One thing I'm noticing with career modes, teams are more random teams are going up, which I'm not complaining about because I love when big teams do terrible and the small teams start to do good. In Serie A, it's the Napoli to win the league. I think no Empolio. So none of the teams that got promoted, I'm assuming, went up. But Genoa go down in Sampdoria. I thought they were good. And it is Venezia going up and Spezia. I'm assuming there must have been Venezia, Parma, and Spezia going up and down like a yo-yo. Any team doing bad, I guess, Bercia, because they used to have Tonali before he went to Roma, and I guess Frosinone, because they a few years ago were in the main league. Might as well see the Dutch league, and well, it was worth it because Ajax finished third and PSV won that. Portugal is won by Porto at this stage. Anyone doing bad? Santa Claus FC survived relegation. I don't know why he called them Santa FC, it's just that the name's answer. Is the Japanese league, the J League, not in the game anymore? Yeah, Celtic win their league. Climmerot, I don't know what happened to their badge. Barca win their league. Atletico actually were closer to winning than Real Madrid. Yeah, I was about to say, Valencia usually do terrible for me for some reason, and Atletico Bilbao just done. And Real Betis almost got relegated, so that'll have been an interesting one to see next season, because as you see there, they survived by 6 points. And Granada finally make it back up. Girona don't get re-promoted, which is quite surprising, and instead it's Las Palmas, which are a team which started in the La Liga too. Malaga these days aren't that good, so it's good to see they're getting back on track, and the Alves 6, okay, I guess, but CD Langeres, they used to be a team in the main league. Also, I forgot what they're called, but I don't know where they are or what the name is now, but they're not even in the second tier of football anymore. That's kind of depression. Also, I think Turkey ranks higher than Portugal in competitiveness, so might as well see here. And why is Besiktas in fifth and the champion to be like Adana the scorer in 6? What's going on there? I don't know at this stage, guys. But anyway, let's actually get into the next season now, because you're probably tired of these other leagues. Wait, guys, before we go into, I didn't know that there was a Preston player with one arm in real life. That's actually kind of sad. Hopefully, he's a really good player and one day gets a big move, and maybe he'll be able to get a robotic arm. We have made a new signing. He will be a new centre Corunde. I don't know how to pronounce it still. Ben Johnson's still the one introducing himself to everyone, so I'm guessing he's still the highest rated. But yeah, it'll be a good signing. 78, 77 overall, I think. So for a team with 72 rated midfielders, I think that's a very good upgrade. Obviously, there's always going to be better players, but obviously for this stage, this is a huge signing. But let's see what the game actually thinks of this signing, because you never know, it could say that we're awful. So let's read, and it says it's a... Oh no, it's 78, even higher than I thought. Is it going to show us our grade yet? D, okay, that's very depressing. Can you also point out how good Dalton's been doing? He looks amazing at this stage. We have made our next signing. It's the centre-back Badishler. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, we signed the player from, not Lille, Reminisce, I believe. I'm not sure, I just know that we signed him from somewhere like that, because I don't think Lille would have someone good as him, considering you saw that he finished 10th or somewhere stupid like that. But then again, Real Betis almost got relegated, so maybe every team just had a bad season. Apart from us, because we're now in the Prem. Wait. Anyway, this is a good signing to make, and I think he'll be a good one for the career mode. But let's see what the game thinks of it. Yeah, it was really nice. Only 12 million as well, and he is going to go straight into the back line. So I don't know why it's so cheap unless he just doesn't have that much room to grow. And it says F, that's kind of sad. We're definitely going to need a solid second half of the season because being 18th halfway through the season isn't good, but it is what you expect if you haven't had enough money to make too many big signings. But anyway, at this stage, you can just see that City are currently top of the champion. Well, currently they're the champions of the Prem. Anyway, let's see how we do by the end. I guess the manager system works a bit better because we got relegated, but I haven't been sacked, at least at this stage. So maybe they fixed managers to the point where they accept that. Well, what is this FA Cup final? Everton vs Forest, with Bristol being in the semis. We lost to Bristol. We could have got to the FA Cup final. Well, you could also say that, but at the same time, Atkinson Stanley could have also got there and just about never got there. So. Maybe it's not as impressive. That's the most overused voice line in this entire series, isn't it? Porto lose the Super Cup to Real Madrid. Man United vs Bayern Munich is the Champions League final. Celtic have already won the Europa League. Different, I guess. And Everton win the Conference League. Let's see our squad what got relegated. I know that Kamarok, I don't know how to pronounce his name, still got injured for quite a while, so maybe that explains why we must have had a really bad start and obviously affected our ends. See, they made the league very random, which I find cool, but at the same time makes it so realistic. Like, how do Frankfurt go from almost being relegated to being second and almost winning the league? Unless they signed so many players. You know what I mean? It just realistically makes no sense. I mean, I said I'm all up for the randomisation of this, but you can see that these tables have no consistency. I guess Milan falling all the way to ninth makes sense because, oh my gosh, Sassuolo almost got relegated. They only survived by goal differential. Okay, Sassuolo, not I never knew they were that bad. Also, yeah, these leagues, I still don't get why no one talks about the Serie B because these leagues seem actually quite decent, you know. I know you might be saying I must be overhyping it, but you know what I mean? If you look at the old tables, again, Real Betis always relegated and now all the way up there. I guess the only thing I can say is that Getafe almost got relegated, but anyway, let's see how next season goes. At this stage, unsurprisingly, we are, well, as about to say unbeaten, almost unbeaten. And almost 10 heads of points of Redford. I mean, ahead of Brentford. I actually don't remember if they were in the Prem, so maybe they're going on a bit of a downward spiral. West Brom, very boring this career mode, considering you'd expect them to go up at least once. Huddersfield had a terrible career mode, but I'm not sure who they sold me life. And surprisingly, Luton are in a relegation battle, but as I said, you don't really know what goes on in these. Anyway, let's see how we do at the end. By the way, I never revealed it, but I think we found the Di Maria or Messi regen because we have this Argentinian dude who's went to 87 overall, and we signed him at 82 in the free agents, which was a very big bonus. So we're just gonna have to hope that he becomes a good player, and he's also becoming our new centre attacking midfielder. And we walk back up to the Premier League with Brentford, if they didn't get promoted last season, missing out on promotion again. Obviously, you can see the top six. Middlesbrough could be going back up, going down. Watford have a dodgy season. And who went down? Derby, Coventry and MK Dons. I've noticed that Derby haven't been the best for this. I mean, Coventry. And Aston Villa win the FA Cup. Fair play. Where did we go out? Oh, we got to the round 16. Carabao Leeds win it. Again, it's a more interesting one. I give it that. Geez, even Barrow got further than us. Oh, we did lose the Lawls though. I guess that's more respectable. Never mind, Brentford do get promoted. Anyway, Bayern Munich win the Super Cup over Celtic. Man United win the Champions League over Bayern Munich in a replay. Real Madrid beat Salzburg in the Europa League. I don't get how Salzburg got so far. Feel like I can't go back to back. And Valencia win the Conference League. Let's just see how our squad is. And okay, it looks like a few players are going down just because we're not playing. But I think this team should be mid-table next season, depends on our budget. By the way, Birmingham are genuinely in danger of going down because look how close they actually were, considering the fact that they only just got relegated. That's kind of concerning. I know I keep coming back to random leagues, but who is Stadia Borussia and why are they second? And Strasbourg, okay, at least I know who Strasbourg are. But don't Stadia Borussia start in the second tier? I really am sure they do that. Reminiscent Lille almost go down. Angers go down. I have to change the relegation system actually, because I'm sure it was only 3 last season. Lille anyway almost go down. And Bordeaux were relegated as well. In real life, they're actually okay. I'm just gonna give a bit of session that next time I record, and will tell you if this Stadia Borussia are in the second tier. This really doesn't help itself. Also, they are in the league, but they are one of the low teams because they're in relegation. This just doesn't. This helps prove the point that they must have randomised the league system or something. Because Union Berlin are 17th, and in real life, they're one of the best Bundesliga teams. I know this is a bit wild, but realistically, they are one of the best in my opinion. Because they've actually, considering the fact that they've been in the the Bundesliga 2 for a few years before they got instantly Conference League is quite impressive, but it's sort of sad to see them go. Is there anyone here knocking about? I guess you can guess Schalke as a team which you wouldn't usually see here. Sporting, I almost said Porto. Sporting actually finished 6th, and that's concerning. Guys, I keep getting so prepared to announce Real Betis being relegated. Look how close they were. And I shouldn't be happy about a team which is supposed to be big falling this dramatically. Because at this stage I don't really give one because Granada were my favourite Spanish team and now they're in relegation at P20. But you get my point surely, the fact that Real Betis have Nabil Fekir and I forgot how to pronounce his name, the right mid anyway, and they almost got relegated. Anyone here knocking about? By the way, this is going to be the last season of this video, so the next one will be the final one, and then we'll do a part 2 to this agreement if I last that long. And we signed one more sole signing. It'll be our only signing for the season as of last. It's Luke Bebe from Valencia, 24. I thought this time we'll do the exact same tactical last season and just sign one really good player, because although we need to build up the squad completely, at this stage it's more of just high risk, high reward, I guess, because in the early stages, of course, you want to sign multiple key players, and now at this stage you just want to cash out. I mean, cash in. No, cash out. I cannot finish that sentence, but literally what the game thinks of it, I think it's a solid signing. He's 84 overall, 24. I could probably grow like to an 85, 86, depends on how well he does. Okay, 59 million was a lot, but at this stage we need quality players, and again another C, but again I can't really get better at this stage. So you don't risk things, you don't win stuff. We are now, after being relegated first half, we're now in the European battle. We're only in Europa League by goal differential, not in a bad way, because if it were for goal differential, we'd be in Champions League. Going down, you can just see how some teams are doing. I guess Bournemouth, Sheffield, and that are good now. I don't think I've seen Forest go yet, but at this stage they are. But how did I ignore the fact that Arsenal are in relegation zone? What's going on there? I hope they get relegated, not in the sense that I hate Arsenal, just in the fact that it'd be funny. Let's see how the season ends. They'll probably finish mid-table for Champions League. Well, at least we got Europa or Conference League. I would have loved to have been in Champions League straight away, but you can't always, you know. And Arsenal have been relegated with Everton. Everton and Arsenal have been relegated. Arsenal. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. But how has Everton and Arsenal been relegated? What's going on there? I'm gonna quickly check the Arsenal team in a second, show you why. They almost won the FA Cup. They got further than us. We went out to Spurs. The Carabao Cup's won by Spurs. We got to the semis. Super Cup won by Man United on pens. Barca vs Dortmund's the Champions League final. Club Brugge versus Roma's the Europa League, and then there's Arbrig versus Best. I just don't think I can pronounce that without it sounding bad. Sorry, no offense to the team. By the way, I can officially say this is the end of the episode. I just want to see, so Esposito's the only half decent forward, but he's only 30 million, so I guess he's not done that good. And Dilly, okay, I can see why this team's relegated. They have only good left mids, and both of them are fairly old. Gundogan's their best midfielder. That says a lot to this stage. They have no good defenders. I guess Christian Romero, but even Rob Holden's still at the club, and they have no proper goalkeeper. So maybe it's fair to say that this team should have got relegated, and I'm just gonna see Everton's just in case. But I think it was just that they had a bad season. I mean, Arthur's on their team and Daniel James, two failed wonder kids. None of these players have actually started automatically scouted at this stage, I think. They have Cat Killer, so I guess Nick Pope's the only good player for them, but at the same time, considering he's 36, I don't see him being that good. So, for once, I'd actually say it's fair that Arsenal and Everton go down. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and do you find that a bit odd?